All right, so I just want to pick up where we left off, talk about Howard Gardner and how students with autism are different and they learn different. Here, Howard Gardner theory of multiple intelligence suggests human intelligence can be divided into 8 distinct abilities, and these are linguistics intelligence and logical, mathematical intelligence, spatial, musical, body kinesthetic, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, and naturalistic. And here, students with autism do benefit from Gardner's theory. And in our classroom, the one that we really use the most is musical intelligence. We really focus in this area because it helps our students throughout the day. It gives them breaks. It gives them brain breaks to get up and move their body. And they really like that because sometimes they don't like to sit long. And so when we do dancing, movement, they like it. They love music. We incorporate music in our schedule daily. So like I said, music play a major role in our classroom. Right here, you see our students dancing, and they really enjoy this. They really like getting up and moving their bodies and having those brain breaks. And I dance with them sometimes, and sometimes the students say, Miss Tina, you don't do it that way. So here they dance to get happy, and they really love this one because they have to follow directions also. So it's learning too in it because they have to follow step by step what the person is doing on the screen. And we really enjoy music in our classroom. All right, so the next theorist I want to talk about is Lev Vygotsky, who bases his theory on the zone of proximal development. The zone of proximal development is the distance between the actual development of a level as determined in independent problem solving and a level of potential development as determined through problem solving under guidance or in collaboration with more capable peers. So let's look at this next slide here. With Lev Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, here we see the person cannot do, or the student cannot do. Here, the person can do with help. Okay, it says right here, the level zone of proximal development. Here, the person can do with help, and the person can already do. So the person can do with help is in that zone of proximal development. They are in that zone. That's why kids they are in that zone. We want them to be in that zone because we want them to be more independent. That we want to pull away, from guiding them, but we want them to be independent, as in going and check their visual schedules, hanging up their book bags, modeling, behaviors, how to act in the classroom or how to model certain activities. We want them to be independent. Here's a picture of me working with one of our students doing our whole group, literacy whole group activity on tracing the letter I. I was assisting one-on-one with our student with the do a dot art marker by doing hand over hand to model what he needed to do. All right, this student is in the zone of proximal development. I want to guide him to where he could be independent on his own. I want to model to him where, after a while, this student will be able to be in the zone where he can do this activity by himself. I don't have to go hand over hand with him. And so we want our students to be there. We want them to be independent. We want them to be in that development stage where they can look and see, hey, that's coming next, or I can do this now. Okay. And, even with the guidance of a teacher, you still might have to do it, but you want them to be independent. Working in the classroom, I think about, whenever I do cross that bridge to where I want to teach or be in a classroom, I will have it. Learning knows no bounds. My future classroom. I want my students to learn at every possible angle as, if they see fit. And I want them to have a voice in the classroom. I want them to feel at home in the classroom. I want them to be able to, just have opinions. And that's how you make your classroom environment fun. That's how you make it feel warm, by letting your students have a choice in their learning process. So I looked, on the internet, and I thought about, hey, I could see myself if my classroom layout could possibly look like this. And you see visuals, of course. visual for your students with those communication problems. Visuals really help. You know, I go back to my endorsement class. We talked about visuals really help students, you know, that have that delay in communication. You know, they see those pictures. That's how they grasp things. They see, hey, I want that, you know, hey, I want to go to this center. I want to go right there. And, you know, visuals really keep a structured environment. And that's all about it. You just want a structured environment. You want visuals. Visual for your students. Hey, this is what's going to happen next. Okay, let's look at my visual. Okay, we going to this center next. Okay, let me pull my visual. So classroom layout, how it flows is a must. Visuals are a must for your students with ASD that have that communicational problem. You know, even the ones that don't have communication problem, visuals help structure the classroom. Here's another picture that I really like. I really like how the tables are. I really like how they are lowered for your students. You know, especially for your 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds, you want to be on their level and you want to have eye-to-eye contacts. And see, you have all this space back there. You know, you think about your students, your diverse learners. You might have students in wheelchairs, and it's easily a wheelchair can roll up in here, you know, and just easy access throughout the classroom. You open here, you got your centers, you know, your blocks, your cubbies, you know, in the rug area, you know. So that's how a classroom should be. It should be functional for everybody, for every student, even the teachers, to go around and about the classroom. All right, here's another layout I liked. I really like the common area. You know what? It's okay if we have bad days. Our students are not going to be happy every day, but you want the common area to be a safe place. You want visuals. Okay, how I'm feeling today. Okay, I can need to go calm down. I can go sit in the chair. I can get myself together. You know, I can listen to some music. I can read or look in the book. I can do a read book or walk about in books, you know, play with some puppets or something and get yourself together and come back, you know, let your teacher know, hey, I'm ready to come back. But common areas are good for students with ASD. That really, those sensory problems, that really what they need to calm down, to feel safe. You know, having a classroom layout that flows functional, it benefits both. And here's a quote I want to also put in. It is not what is poured into the student, but what is planted that counts. So when you think about the layout of your classroom, think about what you planted in your classroom. How can I motivate this student throughout the day? How can I plant their thoughts into my thoughts by taking in their feelings into consideration? And that's just it. That's what we have to do. Take their feelings into consideration as well. And when I say take the students' consideration, you know, what they think as well. Here is a group of our students in our pre-K special education classroom. And every day I work with these students, I think about what can I do to make them have a good day? How can I talk to them when, you know, when they're having a, you know, not a good day? You know, how can I calm them? You know, what seed can I plant into them? And I also go home and reflect about what can I do the next day, you know, that I don't think I did good with on that day. So it's always a learning process in our classroom, you know, and our students, all our diverse learners, they all learn differently. You know, they all act differently. But one thing they have in common is education. And that's something that we are there to do, to serve them, to teach them, to give them the best, to assess them, you know, to motivate them, to get them where they need to be on their educational journey. And through that process, you know, I have had the chance to work with Cynthia Stevens for 3 years, well, 4 years at the Office of Early Learning. 4 years. And she has really allowed me to have a voice in the classroom. She has always asked me, Martina, what do you think? You know, even when it comes to talking to parents, sending letters, how should she address them? What should we do with these students? Even on their DP3s, how we assess them, you know, even taking data sheets. Okay, have you seen, she know that I'm the first person that they see in the morning. I see everything that they do, you know, and she'll ask me, Martina, are they hanging up their book bags? Are they doing that? And, you know, that makes me feel good because she depends on me and I know that she have trust in me and you know, we collab. You know, we talk about things. How can we make the classroom better as a whole? You know, it's us. It's not just one, it's us. You know, the best need of those students. All right, thank y'all so much, you know, for just having a listening ear and taking the time out to listen to me. And I just want to tell you a little bit more about, you know, after my journey in at Piedmont, my future goals. Keep educating yourself. After graduation, I will be enrolled into the Georgia TAP program through Northeast Georgia Regional to get my certification in special education. And I am excited about this process. I am so excited. But you know, this is the best way for me, and I really have enjoyed my educational journey at Piedmont. It has made me a better person. I tell you what, I am so free knowing that, you know, I didn't go in as a good writer, but I'm a better writer than I was, you know. And so I just thank y'all for taking the time out just to listen to my journey, and I open the door for questions. Thank you so much.